In 5 sets in the French Open semis, he'll face Rafael Nadal in the final. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
We are Palafox!
Now here's something we won't really like.
This is the Jason McIntyre Show.
Yes, folks. Yes.
The Jason McIntyre Show.
You're not going to hear it anywhere else.
Jason McIntyre.
Because nobody else thinks like this.
That's what I thought. Shut up.
The Jason McIntyre Show is now.
Do you understand?
Live from the Geico Fox Sports Radio studios. Here's your host, Jason McIntyre.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hour number 2 here on Fox Sports Radio. I am your host, Jason McIntyre, coming to you live from the Fox Sports Radio studios. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote. First hour was fun, huh? Really love all the negativity I'm hearing from Raptors fans. You got to give this team some respect, Jason. Really? Do I? It's a great team. Great team this season. I already said it first hour, though. I'm telling you, the 2018 Rockets were a better team than this Raptors team. They were the ones who, versus Kevin Durant, led 3-2. Led 3-2 against Durant. That was when Durant was the best player in the world. And, of course, Warriors came back to win. Now, Gavin wants to toss in, hey, well, Chris Paul got hurt. Okay, I'll see your Chris Paul injury and raise you a injury. He barely played in that series. So here we are, a year later, and it's funny because people want to say, well, what about the Warriors' first championship? And people and Gavin wants to say, hey, what about Kawhi got hurt?
Now, before steel prices go up. So call us today for free information. Call 800-965-1290. 800-965-1290. 800-965-1290.
The Department of Defense has lodged a formal diplomatic complaint to Moscow after a Russian destroyer came within 165 feet of a U.S. guided missile cruiser in the East China Sea. John Clemens reports.
Acting Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan says the USS Chancellorsville was forced to take emergency action to avoid a collision.
The unsafe, unprofessional acts certainly put our men and women at risk.
The Chancellorsville was forced to execute all engines back full to maneuver away from the Russian destroyer. Mr. Shanahan said this incident will not deter the mission in the eastern part of the East China Sea.
Unsafe, unprofessional acts will not deter us from conducting operations.
I'm John Clemens.
The body of an original Mouseketeer has been identified in southern Oregon. USA Radio's Rick Vincent has more on the story.
And before we are done.
A body that was found in an Oregon home 2 months ago has now been identified as that of long-missing Dennis Day, one of the original members of the Mickey Mouse Club TV show from the 1950s. His death is under investigation. Day was reported missing in mid-July by his husband, who suffers memory loss and was in a hospital at the time. For USA Radio News, I'm Rick Vincent.
Take us with you on your computer or mobile device and listen anytime at usaradio.com. For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. That's 800-915-9658.
To the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
Good morning, Garden America Nation. Hello there. It's been a little while. It is 6 minutes after the hour. Back with Bryan Main. Welcome, Facebook Live. Those people here in San Diego tuning in on AM 1240. And the rest of our Biz Talk Radio listeners, viewers on Facebook, thank you so much for being there. Happy weekend. We are all back together for the first time in about 2 or 3 weeks. Tiger and I last weekend did a live Facebook feed from Mission Hills Nursery. John is back after 2 weeks in Bali. Were you in Bali? Where did you go, John?
I was only gone 1 week.
1 week. Now, John is busy moving. It's a very busy time of the year. So we're back in the studio for this weekend, and might as well get it out there in the open. Next weekend, we're going to be off again because, John, you're in Michigan for a wedding next weekend.
Right. And you and Tiger are celebrating Father's Day.
Yeah. That's right, yeah. Oh, you know what? Here. Sorry about that, Tiger.
That would help. Thanks for muting me.
Yeah, that would help. So live today, this weekend, off next weekend, and then back consecutively after that. Hey, we've got a YouTube page. Finally, it happened. So go to Garden America Radio on YouTube, and please subscribe. We need as many subscribers as possible. Like, of course, the videos, but subscribe. You can watch everything I think we've ever done on Facebook Live. Just go to Garden America Radio, click videos.
Wait a second. You didn't tell me about this. Everything we've ever done?
Yeah. It looks like it.
You already told me my high school picture was on there.
It is. It's on the thumbnail, the little picture there. So, yeah, Garden America Radio, radio show that is, YouTube, and then subscribe, and let's get things rolling.
John, I wish you would have told me to bring my sunglasses today.
A little bright in here, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we had the studio painted all white. Not my decision, but it is white. It's brighter, and it's going to be fun. So just enjoy.
You know what happened while we were gone?
What happened?
I think that summer arrived. But it's, things are growing.
Yes, they are.
During the cold, wet weather that we've had here in Southern California, a lot of the tropicals just kind of sit there, and a lot of bedding plants or summer plants just kind of sit. They don't really grow. But with all the rain we've had and now the sunlight coming out, things are just starting to take off. I brought some things in studio today, too.
Yeah, lots of fun
Now,
stuff.
don't you think the rain has a lot to do with that also, John? I mean, all the rain we've had, why things look so good?
Yeah, I know that you were working on your computer. Well, I just said that exactly.
Right. Well, no, I was actually, no. I was actually, yes, yeah, my bad there, but I was actually communicating with our studio coordinator who is not in this state to make sure we get our guest ready and we're good to go.
Arkansas, right?
So, every time I turn around and do that, that's what I'm doing. So
anyway, all kinds of exciting things are happening. One of the things that this last week that finally happened that I'm really excited about is that we have pretty much finalized our trip to Europe next year.
I can't believe the itinerary.
And we're going to, I think the highlight of the trip is going to be the International Wildflower Festival in the Julian Alps in Slovenia. So we're going to be staying in 3 nights in Lake Bled.
Which is one of your favorite places, obviously.
It is. You just won't believe it. It's like being in a fairy book. The town surrounds a lake, and there's an island in the middle of the lake that has a 10th century church as part of it, and then there was a later church that was built, I think, 500 years later.
Is the church still operating? Can we go to service?
I don't know. No, but I think you can go visit. And they have these special boats that take you to the island. It's really cool. So anyway, that's right near where the Wildflower Festival is.
Well, let's talk about the itinerary quickly, John. Let's get more into
we're going to do 3 nights there. Then we go 3 nights in Vienna, which is the capital of Austria. There'll be garden tours and other tourist attractions during the whole time. Of course, there'll be music involved too.
Right.
Because we're going to be in the area of Mozart and in Beethoven and people like that. But then we added this. We didn't think we'd be able to, but we're going to spend one night in Český Krumlov, which is in the Czech Republic in Bohemia, and it's a UNESCO site. And for those of our listeners that don't know, UNESCO is the United Nations, is an environmental, scientific, and cultural sites, and there's international treaties protecting these sites. So that's going to be fun. And then we go to the capital of the Czech Republic, Prague, and we're doing this part of the tour because during our past tours, people have said, I'd really like to go to Prague someday.
Sure. One of the most beautiful cities in the world.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, unbelievable.
That's what I've heard. So
this is one of our best itineraries I've ever heard of our trips that we've been taking.
Yeah, 4-star hotels. And
so here's the deal, gang. You got to get on the stick and put your reservations in for this. Again, this is a tailored trip. This is not a template.
Right, and however, you can't put your reservations in. Not quite yet.
Until we get things.
What we're doing now is we're trying to finalize the hotels.
Okay.
Because we're only doing 4-star hotels, and we don't have the actual hotels finished yet. And when we come back in 2 weeks, those will all be set. But if you want to just see the basic itinerary, I've already told our good friend Susan, who went with us.
Right, she's already signed up, right?
On our last, about. But I've already emailed her a copy of this. And if you want a copy, realizing that some things could change, but you just want a feeling, just send me a note to john@gardenamerica.com.
Now, when this is nailed down, will we
you.
have the itinerary on our website, I would imagine, once we nail this down?
Right, and it'll be on the Earthbound Expedition site.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. Get ready to sign up for that trip. Again, it's going to be fantastic. I mean, hey, who doesn't enjoy France or Italy? But something like this, this is just a little off the main street in terms of vacations. This is kind of like something that you'd think about doing, and we're able to do it because of Matthew.
Well, I went to the Slovenian Alps with Bruce and Sharon and their daughter before, and it was long enough ago that they did not have the Wildflower Festival. It had not started yet. I think it started a year or two after we made that trip. But I've got to tell you that just walking through the time of year that we did, and you just see cyclamen growing wild and hellebores and being up in the mountains and the fresh air and the water, it's just unbelievable. So it's going to be fun. We'll see a lot of gardens. This doesn't pertain to me, but maybe to you and Tiger. We're also going to have wine and beer tastings.
Wait a second. How does wine not pertain to you? I've been with
because
you.
I can't taste anymore.
So you don't drink it?
He turned his in water.
I could drink it, but if it comes out of a box or $100 a glass, doesn't make any difference to me.
I'm not a beer guy or a wine guy, but a little limoncello will go a long way.
You know what else? What I think,
Thank you.
There's odd things that we do on our trips that seem to really intrigue you, Brian, because you always like to do something a little bit different.
Absolutely.
And we're going to go to the Lippenzahner Stud Farm.
I've always wanted to go there.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought that would have ever had this chance? Tell us about this, John.
Well, you know the famous Lippenzahner horses.
Yes. Used to do tours around the world.
Yeah. So we'll get to go see that.
We're going to see how and where they're created, where they come from, right?
Where they come from.
That's right.
Children on the trip can learn about the birds and the bees.
Exactly. Stud Farm is included in the itinerary. That's going to be happening May of 2020. So, gosh almighty, let's get things rolling.
June.
Oh, is it June?
We leave May 30th.
Okay.
So we leave the end of May, but it's pretty much the first week in June. It's 11 days or 11 nights, right?
11 nights.
12 days, 11 nights.
Well, it's going to be fantastic. Looking forward to this one big time.
Yeah, and I mean, all this stuff that we mentioned is really amazing, to be able to include an itinerary. But the thing that also goes along with it that we don't always list on the itineraries because they kind of are kind of last-minute things and confirmations is that, we go into people's homes that invite us in to tour private gardens.
Right. So I think you were arrested for that
on
our last tour.
Exactly. But, I mean, that's once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Never when you go to Prague again, will you be able to walk up to someone's door, knock on it, and be invited into their home to see their beautiful garden that they've been working on their whole life, and be able to sit down and have coffee with them and talk about their failures and successes, and just the chatter that garden people have,
and what we all have in common,
that's a real amazing, because it, you mentioned it, Brian, that a lot of these tours are not template, they're created for this, and that's what
this has been created. We're going to take a break, come back with our quote of the week from John, which is rather long. That might take up the whole segment. Our guest is standing by. It's going to be a good show, 2 hours. I want to welcome those here in San Diego listening on AM 1240, Biz Talk Radio, Facebook Live, questions, comments. Let's get this done. I'm Bryan Main, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, 855-424-9825. Want to give us a call? We're going to step aside, take a break, coming right back. This is Garden America.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases, including Zika and West Nile virus. But Summit Mosquito Dunks kill mosquitoes before they're old enough to bite. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, or wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers, hardware stores, and online retailers. Visit SummitResponsibleSolutions.com.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Nishama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Nishama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-935-0752 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-935-0752. That's 800-935-0752. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. That's 800-217-5107.
Missed an episode of your favorite show? No worries. Catch all the episodes on demand at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
So indeed, a few ways to get your questions, your comments to us, as the lovely lady Tori just mentioned, going back into our show. We've got 855-424-9825, john@gardenamerica.com, Facebook Live, your best bet. John's got the quote of the week, Garden America, Saturday morning. We are ready to go. John, the quote, please.
Yeah, Brian, as you mentioned, it's a little longer, so we're only going to do chapter 1 of the quote.
Okay.
And the quote is, "To such an extent does nature delight and abound in variety, that among her trees there's not one plant to be found which is exactly like another. And not only among the plants, but among the boughs, the leaves, and the fruits, you will not find one which is exactly similar to another." And the quote was from Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah.
A man of many talents, by the way.
Who noticed those types of things.
Absolutely. Okay, 22 minutes after the hour. Thank you so much for joining us. Guest is ready to go, Tiger. Let's do it.
Yeah, so this morning we have on with us Mark Anderson from Anderson Seed and Garden. And, Mark is joining us straight from his own radio program, which he hosts for his garden center as well. So I want to make sure to thank him for jumping over, because his show finished up about 10 minutes ago, and now he's able to join us.
How very generous of his time.
Yeah, and so we're going to talk a little bit about some late spring tasks.
Beautiful. Good.
Being a seed person himself, we're going to talk about storing some seeds, and then some of the other checklist items that you need to think about for some of this stuff that's happening in late spring. Mark, good morning.
I'm very excited about your trip to Europe. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, good. Go with us. We need all the people we can, especially with your knowledge.
Yeah. Have you ever been on a trip, a garden trip before, Mark?
We've been on a garden trip up into Canada, Butchart Gardens,
beautiful.
San Juan Island, beautiful. Oh, absolutely beautiful area. Yeah, we had a good time up there.
Yeah.
So, believe it or not, gentlemen, here in Utah, we have a frost warning for tomorrow morning.
Oh,
no. Goodness gracious. Right back into the cold, huh?
You got to cover up the hibiscus. They're going to freeze. And all the citrus out there.
We've been cold and wet just like you have, sounds like in southern Utah, and our season's been awfully slow to get started. And, we've just finally got some great weather, and people are excited about getting outside and planting. And all of a sudden, cold front pops through last night, and we're looking at 34, 35 degrees in the morning. So it can get cold.
Yeah, and Mark, when it does this late season frost, I mean, for a garden center, you guys can kind of plan for it. John just mentioned cover items, maybe move them inside. But for the homeowner, I mean, it must just wipe out their yards out there for those people in Utah, huh?
It can too, and we've got higher elevations. Obviously, there's some nice urban areas over in the Salt Lake Valley that definitely won't get that cold. But a lot of customers in our area, higher elevations, definitely colder temperatures, and there's some things they can do. We've got some good opportunities for them to protect their plants as necessary with walls of water, aqua domes, frost blankets, and there's been some really neat products out there that have been available as well too. I don't know if you're familiar with Freeze Proof.
Oh yeah.
We've used that with some great results, but it's starting to disappear off the market. So it can be a little touchy, but if the wind blows, that really will help a lot tonight. We got our fingers crossed that we don't have too much damage.
Hey, Mark, let me jump in quickly. Speaking of your weather, had things begun to warm up a little bit to where you thought you were out of the woods, and here we go with spring and people planting things, and then this cold spell hits? Has there been enough time in between the heat and this cold spell to where there's going to be a lot of damage to those people who thought, well, we're rolling into summer now, nothing to worry about?
Yeah, and we have encouraged our customers for many years, where we live in an area where our last frost is, average around the 15th to the 20th of May. We always have told them, and my grandmother, who started the store back in 1942, it's been our motto, plant early and plant often. is our motto. So
Yeah.
you're going to get frost no matter what. And so usually we get to Memorial Day and our customers really get excited. Gardeners are ready to get outside and get planting, and that's like go for it time. And it's unusual for us to get a frost in June, but it does happen. And so there's a lot of people that are a little bit nervous, but I really think we're going to be okay. So I've got my fingers crossed, got my lucky rabbit's foot. You know how that works.
Hey, so Mark, one of the ways that your nursery started and kind of was founded was with seeds. And I know that right now we're talking a little bit about some early spring stuff. For some of us, we are getting into kind of some late season, and we like to prepare our listeners and viewers for what they can plan for. I wanted to address the issue of, when you harvest seeds, when you have seeds left over that you didn't plant, storing them, keeping them viable, keeping them, ready to go for the next season. What are some tips that you have for people out there that have already planted their garden or are going to be harvesting their seeds, and then how do you store them for next season?
Great question. Temperature is essential, and moisture can be a problem as well too. And so we don't want to store them in a location that's too hot, too warm. So cooler temperatures are definitely better, but moisture can be a problem too. So we have a lot of gardeners that like to put their seeds in the freezer. Freezing seeds will keep their viability a lot longer, but you've got all that excess moisture in your freezer as well too that can do just as much damage as the cold can do good. And so in our area, a lot of people have basements. They've got storage rooms for keeping. Our area, we do a lot of canning, a lot of bottling. So it's a lot of people really like to big gardens. They grow a lot of produce. They like to save it. And so a lot of our homeowners around here have fruit storage rooms where it's a little bit cooler. We just usually recommend good old shoebox method works just as well as anything. It's nice to have them kind of categorized so you can organize your seeds, keep them in a cool, dry spot where it's not going to get too hot, definitely not going to get too much moisture, humidity damage. And a lot of those seeds will keep for years. I mean, corn,
I was going to
peas,
ask
and
you
beans,
that exactly. Is there a good date that people should put on seeds? Like, is it 2 years, 3 years? What do you think?
With some of the larger seeds, like the corn, peas, and beans, they will keep their germination for 2 or 3 years if stored properly without losing much germination at all. Even some of the smaller seeds, tomatoes, peppers, they hold their germ really well. It's some of the cole crops and onions that don't do so well. So broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, onion seeds, they tend to lose germ a lot quicker. And so usually a year or two, and you're going to start seeing a noticeable difference in your germination. But I've had people come into the store with a packet of tomato seeds.
Oh my gosh!
Like, hey, is this going to germinate? And it's like, you know what? There's only one way to find out. Let's plant them and see what happens. And you know what? In a lot of cases, they'll get 75, 80% germ on some of those seeds that are 15 years old that have been stored in a proper location. Not all seeds are going to do that, obviously.
Yeah, but and like you say, we're going to have to take a commercial break right now, but when we get back, we'll keep talking about
more seeds.
And
seeds and more seeds, Mark. Hang in there with us. We're going to come right back.
Yeah.
Hey, those that are watching on Facebook Live, questions, comments, you can also call us at 855-424-9825 or John at GardenAmerica.com. Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox.
There's more than one way to invest in your education. Investing in the right products, securities, and real estate generates secure and sound futures. What about an investment that retains its value? Consider college real estate. College real estate can provide housing for students and generate returns for their families. Through this special offer from Austin iLabs, you can download the free workbook from collegerealestate.com to see if this investment is right for you. Go to collegerealestate.com/radio.
Attention Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. If you use dual-ended combat arms earplugs and suffer hearing loss or tinnitus, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer agreed to pay millions to settle allegations it sold defective earplugs to the military that were standard issue to soldiers deployed between 2003 and 2015. If you served during those years, were issued combat arms earplugs, and suffer from hearing loss or tinnitus, call now.
Call 800-410-9446. That's 800-410-9446.
Rates based on a Man age 42 with no tobacco use of any form for 20 years. Policy number 25. Policy underwritten by various life insurance companies. Premium includes a $50 policy fee. Rates and underwriting criteria subject to change at any time. Not available in some states. You've heard those term life insurance ads with the rates read very low, and at the end they have a long disclaimer read extremely fast. Why? Because most people like us will never qualify for those rates. It's just a way to get you to call. Listen, at the Term Lifeline, we'll never quote you a low rate hoping you'll call, then try to sell you something else. But we do promise to get you the best rates available on policies of $500,000 or more with professional service. Don't waste your valuable time. Get the real rates you want on term life insurance policies of $500,000 or more from the Term Lifeline. Call now.
800-430-1891, 800-430-1891, 800-430-1891. That's 800-430-1891.
It may have been a messy divorce that suddenly cut your income in half, but not your bills. It might have been an injury or illness, or your boss just cutting back your hours. It doesn't really matter how you got in over your head. It only matters that you are, and that we're here to help. If you've got over $10,000 in credit card debt and you can't ever see breaking free, then call Action Debt and do it now. Being in over your head is a vicious cycle. One day late, they charge you a late fee. Miss a payment, they double your rate. You just don't think it's fair, and neither do we. This is not bankruptcy or just a simple rate reduction plan. We fight for you using our proven experience in the insider programs that credit card companies try to hide. If you owe at least $10,000 to the credit card companies, you owe it to yourself to call Action Debt at 800-384-7099. Just because you got in over your head doesn't mean you have to stay there forever. Call 800-384-7099 today and we can be on your side tomorrow. 800-384-7099. 800-384-7099.
My mom's a breast cancer survivor. The United Breast Cancer Foundation saved her life. Their free breast cancer exam caught the cancer early, and it saved her life. But now the foundation needs your help so they can continue offering free or low-cost breast screening exams, saving more women's lives. Help them by donating your car, whether it's running or not. They'll provide fast, free 24-hour pickup, and you receive a charitable tax deduction, plus the great feeling you'll get knowing your donated car is going to help save more lives. Just call 800-295-4183 to set the wheels in motion. They take cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, running or not. Call 800-295-4183. The United Breast Cancer Foundation needs your help, and your donation could literally save women's lives, helping them catch breast cancer early, like they did with my mom. Donate today. 800-295-4183. 800-295-4183.
This message is sponsored by AmeriGlide, featuring the nation's best prices on a home stair lift. Are you having a difficult time getting around your home? Do you avoid going up and down the stairs? Have you even considered moving from your lifelong home just to avoid the stairs? Forget about moving and call AmeriGlide and learn how an easy-to-install stair lift is the perfect solution to help you get your freedom back. Plus, we guarantee the nation's best prices. Make this free call today to learn more. No sales visits are necessary. We can help you over the phone. Now you can stay in the home you've been in for decades. Please do yourself or your loved one a favor. Make this simple 2-minute call right now. Get the lowest price on a stair lift anywhere. Here's the number: 800-886-7342. 800-886-7342. 800-886-7342. That's 800-886-7342.
Watch some of your favorite shows on Biz TV. Check to see if you get Biz TV by going to biztv.com. And now, back to Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Thank you for sitting through the break. We are back. I'm Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox on your Saturday. Happy weekend from Garden America, 855-424-9825. You can also email John at gardenamerica.com, Facebook Live as we continue with our guest Tiger. And we are talking seeds.
Yeah, we're talking seeds with Mark Anderson with Anderson Seeds and Garden in Utah. And, before the break, we were just talking about seed storage, how to keep them, how to make sure that they keep their germinations, the rate high. Being there in Utah, Mark, you guys say that a lot of people in your area do plant seeds and store these. Being here in Southern California, I think most people buy a package of seeds, plant
right away,
plant 3 or 4 of them, and then throw them in a drawer to sit for years and years before they just buy a new package. Do you see seeds becoming more popular where you are, or has it always been? Because I know that's one of the things you guys were founded on.
Right from the get-go, right when my grandmother started our business in 1942, unusual time of that era for a woman to be starting her own business. That was the foundation of her business was seeds for farmers and for homeowners. And we've kind of kept that throwback part of the store. So we offer about 300 varieties of seeds in bulk, and our customers can come in and buy as small or as large a quantity as they want. I'd say the average homeowner around here has a 5,000 square foot yard up to 10,000 square foot. They've got a pretty good sized garden. They've got a garden that's, 25 by 20, maybe even 25 by 50. And so we sell a lot larger quantities of seeds, and our customers kind of avoid the packets because there's just not enough seed in the packet for what they're spending. And so they'll buy larger quantities, and in some cases they might have a little extra, and so they like to keep that seed over. And in the earlier segment we were talking about germination will hold for a couple years, no problem. There's some really easy ways to test your own germination. If you've got some seeds, stuck in a drawer somewhere and you go, man, I don't know how old that seed is. You can check the germ really easy. It takes usually about a week or 10 days. So
yeah.
Are there any gardeners in the entire world that don't have seeds stuck in a drawer somewhere?
No, you aren't a gardener, right? If you don't have. It's funny is that I go into random drawers sometimes and just find packages.
I'm still
seeds.
finding them in our junk drawer, some Garden America seeds.
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating because I'm packing to move, and I've probably found close to 100 packages of seeds.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, so Mark, aside
we do.
Oh,
go ahead, Mark.
I was going to say we do a real easy germ test with a Ziploc bag, paper towel. Moisten the paper towel. Pick out maybe 20 or 50 seeds, and slap those in the paper towel, fold it over, put it in the Ziploc bag, and then keep it at about 75 degrees for about a week, maybe even 10 days, depending on the seed. And you can check your germ really fast. Those seeds will swell up, and you'll see germs pop out in no time. So you can find out if that seed's still viable in just a week or so.
Yeah, and like you say, it's a really easy task to do. Everybody has Ziploc baggies. Everybody has a paper towel. Put it on your kitchen counter there where it gets a good amount of light. And like you say, wait a week or two, and it'll tell you whether the seeds are going to be growing or not.
And away you go. Yep. So easy to do.
So aside from seeds, though, you guys have a wonderful garden center, and I wanted to chat with you. I know that you have a frost warning, but I also know that people are really looking forward to that spring flowers, and hanging baskets are always really popular for this time of year. People love to just grab them. They're having a party, or they just love to enhance their entrance. Sometimes people just use them for drop pots, but when you buy them in the nursery and then you take them home, for some reason they never stay up as well. Do you have any tips for our listeners on how to keep that beautiful hanging basket looking pretty after you get it home?
Oh, absolutely. And, you get some warm temperatures down there, and we deal with extremes. And so we're downtown, right in Logan, south-facing front part of our store, asphalt, concrete. It gets 100 degrees easily during the days there. And so our baskets really dry out, really stress really easily. So we've kind of come up with a secret recipe to keep our baskets looking good since we have to water so consistently. We also have to fertilize more consistently. So we kind of have a regimen that we train our gardeners to use, and that's fertilization on Mondays and Tuesdays. So we're fertilizing twice a week. using usually a blooming and rooting. Like ferti-lome puts together a wonderful product. It's called blooming and rooting. It's a high phos water-soluble fertilizer. It's a 958-8 fertilizer. Really keeps those plants blooming like crazy. Since it's water soluble, they can pick up the nutrient really quickly, absorbs in through the leaves as well as up through the root system. Then on Thursdays, we do more of a higher nitrogen, more of an all-purpose food from ferti-lome that's got a higher nitrogen to keep those hanging baskets crawling. And so we do a Monday, Thursday application on the fertilizer. Most important part of our secret recipe is to use a water holding material, like a soil penetrant, to get that water to penetrate into baskets. We found that they just dry out so quickly. The soil dehydrates, it kind of desiccates and pulls away from the sides of the pot. And so our customers will water their baskets, and the water will just run down the sides of the baskets and out the bottom of the pot, and they think they've hydrated it completely, when in fact it's just kind of moist around the outside of the soil ball, and it's dry in the middle. And so that soil penetrant really, really makes a difference. We use that about once a month just to get the water to penetrate into the soil and hydrate and hold that moisture. And then we use our compost tea pretty regularly on it. We brew compost tea here at the store. And we've got a great program going where our customers can come in and get free refills all summer when they buy containers from us. And yeah, the compost tea is amazing. Nice soil biology to build things up. It's got mycorrhiza in there, and we brew it for 24 hours, aerate it, and our customers come in and buy a container, and they can bring their containers back all summer for free refills. And we've got a very, very loyal following on our compost tea program. So
I'm sure you probably have people lining up for that.
Yeah,
out there,
really.
A little line going in the morning. Yeah, compost tea jugs.
On Saturdays, we're brewing about probably 300 gallons runs out the door. So it's a fun program, though. Brings customers into the store. They really get to understand how that soil biology works and how compost tea can really benefit their plants. And they're coming back year after year for more.
That's good. And it's good that you mentioned about the watering on a hanging basket, because that happens to us. We get Santa Ana winds here, and a hanging basket will dry out in a matter of hours. And like you say, people will go, "Oh no, I watered it. It came out the bottom." And it's like, yeah, well, it came out the bottom because it didn't even go into the soil. It just went right out of the bottom of the pot. And one thing that I recommend people do is, if that is the case, number one, if you're going to have a good wind event with hot temperatures, just bring down the hanging basket. Throw it in the shade if you can, just for the afternoon, because otherwise when you get home it's going to be wilted and you're going to have to perk it back up. But if it does happen, take it down, and if you have like a basin where you can fill it with water and then just soak it so it resaturates it, that's also a good idea. But the fertilizing is important because that's going to keep the blooms growing, and that's going to keep the plants also, as you mentioned, the penetrate, be able to keep you, when you do water it, to go into the plant. So that's a good tip as well.
Yeah. What a lot of people don't realize is when you're watering every single day, it leaches all that nutrient out of the soil. And I tell my customers, do you like to eat once a week? It's like nobody likes to eat once a week, and the plants don't either. And so you gotta maintain that nutrient in the soil, or else the plants are starving all week, and you wonder why July rolls around, they're not blooming anymore.
Yeah. Hey, well, I know it's a busy time of year for you, Mark. I want to thank you for joining us this morning, especially straight off of your broadcast. I want to be able to also tell people how they can get a hold of you, where they can possibly catch your radio program at. Where should we send people that want to find out more information about Anderson Seed and Garden?
Absolutely. So our website is andersonseedandgarden.com. And I have a direct email that if you have questions or want to send photos, need some diagnosis, we do. That's our big thing here at Anderson Seed and Garden, is we try and help our customers find solutions to their problems. And so my email is as askmark@andersonseedandgarden.com. It's kind of long, but it's Anderson spelled S-O-N, seed, S as in Sam, E-E-D, and is spelled out A-N-D. Garden.com, and those are great options to find us and send us questions, and we love to answer questions for people. So
Yeah, well, you're always a great help. Thank you very much, Mark. Have a great weekend, huh?
You're welcome. Thanks so much for having me on the show, and you guys have a great weekend.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. Learning and talking about seeds. Okay, we're going to go into a break right now. We've got one more segment coming up, hour number 1 here. And, of course, 2 hours, we'll have news coming up top of the hour. 855-424-9825. Now's a good time to get us on Facebook Live or John at GardenAmerica.com. Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. I'm Bryan May.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases including Zika and West Nile virus, but Summit mosquito dunks kill mosquitoes before they're old enough to bite. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, or wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers, hardware stores, and online retailers. Visit SummitResponsibleSolutions.com.
Looking for a safe and natural organic fertilizer for your yard and garden? ferti-lome is now offering natural and organic fertilizers for all your fertilizing needs. Roses, flowers, vegetables, herbs, fruit trees, palms, and more. Natural Guard organic fertilizers are a certified listed product for organic use and safe to use around your family and pets. Always read the label and ask for Natural Guard by ferti-lome organic fertilizers at Dixie Line Lumber or your favorite independent nursery. Make your piece of the planet a healthier place to live by using Natural Guard by ferti-lome.
Does your water stain and damage your fixtures? Does it smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get HydroCare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-989-WAVE or go to wavewater411.com. HydroCare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or stain your fixtures. City water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 1-888-989-WAVE, 1-888-989-WAVE, or go to wavewater411.com. That's wavewater411.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Do you have a problem hearing the television? Do you need to crank up the volume so loud your family is screaming at you? Then put on your TV ears. TV ears has helped millions of people just like you hear TV loud and clear without cranking up the volume. For about $60 with a 30-day free trial, you can get your own set of TV ears. When you wear TV ears, you can mute the TV volume for private listening or let others watch TV with you. Order in the next 10 minutes and take us up on our 30-day home trial and very special price. TV Ears is a brand hearing professionals have trusted for more than 20 years. And through this special radio offer, you can get your very own for just $60. Just mention promo code RADIO. So put on your TV ears and make everyone happy. 800-984-0964. 800-984-0964. 800-984-0964. That's 800-984-0964.
If you're fed up with your credit card's high interest rates and your balances are so out of control that they never seem to go down, one call to Consolidated Credit can get the relief you need. Consolidated Credit has helped over 6 million people with credit card debt, and their certified credit counselors are ready to help you. They can consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast without destroying your credit. The program works, and the consultation is free. Call Consolidated Credit now. Call 800-350-3241. 800-350-3241. That's 800-350-3241. Consolidated Credit Solutions, Inc., 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 1492, Oregon DM 80092. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation. Commission license number DC 83. Service may adversely affect the individual's credit. Non-payment of debt may lead to additional finance charges or collections activity, including legal action, not a loan company.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588.
From Main Street to Wall Street, we have the business content you need. So sit back, take notes, and tell your friends about Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-4...
51 minutes after the hour. If you joined us late, I do want to remind you we have a new YouTube page, Garden America Radio Show. We'd like you to go to that page, check out all of the videos, all of our shows, and become a subscriber. Tell your friends, tell your family. Let's get those subscriptions up. It is Garden America Radio Show on Facebook, not Facebook, but YouTube. We, of course, are on Facebook Live right now, Tiger, as far as I know.
Yeah, and, on that YouTube channel, aside from our shows, we're going to have how-to videos. We have our video podcasts, because we do tape our podcasts.
We're doing one today, as a matter of fact.
We are going to be doing our June checklist today.
This is a June checklist on a podcast following the show today. So if you miss it, it's going to be up on YouTube. It'll be on Facebook. So there's no excuse now. Wherever you go on social media, turn to your left, turn to your right, look ahead, look back. It's Garden America.
Exactly. And so, hey, I will say also that I was on the iHeartMedia podcast page this past week doing some work, doing some research. We're number 2 right now for a lot of the topics.
Are we number 2?
Yeah.
That is very cool.
Yeah,
That is very cool. I've always wanted to be number 2. Well, I mean, look, they use a number 2 pencil, right?
Right.
Isn't that the most popular pencil?
It's got to be good.
I've always wondered if the number 2 pencil is the most popular, why is it number 2? Wouldn't it be number 1?
Yeah.
You'd think so.
Who's a pencil manufacturer out there? Answer our question.
Ticonderoga.
No, but...
I understand.
They got to call us
somebody who's a graphite expert.
Yeah,
that could call in.
Because that's what it's based on, right? Like the graphite in the pencil.
Yeah, well, I guess so. Because remember, in school to take a test, right?
Number 3 was harder.
That's the difference,
right?
Because they want you to use a number 2 pencil. In fact, today my wife's taking that notary exam, and they have to have a number 2 pencil.
Right. Number 1 is really soft.
Do they even sell 1 or 3?
John just explained something that I never knew.
I've never even been able to buy a number 1 or number 3.
Yeah, I've come across number 3s.
Yes.
But they're not that common.
No, number 2 seems to be the one.
Yeah. Hey, do you mind if I talk about some plants?
Let's. Oh, boy, because it's a garden show? Go ahead.
Well, I brought in these plugs. I thought you and Tiger
I'm going to take a few.
Might be interested in growing them. And this is the time of year for Vinca, Vinca rosea to be growing. The nice thing about Vinca is they just bloom their heads off all year. You'll get tons and tons of blooms. But there's a lot of breeding work that's been done with Vinca. And there's all these cool new colors. And this one here is called Blackberry Soiree. Can you imagine a foot across plant just covered with blooms like this?
Yeah, that's beautiful. Love that.
Really nice. And then I brought in some because I had been looking for this plant for years and years and years. And when Tiger and I were in England at the Hampton Flower Show, we saw a vendor that actually he was a surfer, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a surfer.
He was a surfer. We talked to his dad, and his dad said, "Oh, my son's over with this surfboard display," and we went over and talked to him to find out where he got these plants from, and he told us where to get the seed in Japan. So we planted some, and I brought in some for you and Tiger.
Yeah, no, I'll take a few and take them home.
They're really, really cool.
Yeah, they're very, very nice, and obviously the right time of the year to plant them.
Oh yeah.
This is it.
It's always the right time to plant things.
Usually you'd say wait till 2 o'clock this afternoon, but I might do it at 11:30.
And then for sunflowers, they're relatively new, but usually people put in a sunflower, it gets to be like 10 feet tall and has one bloom on it.
Right, yes.
But this variety is called Sunfinity, and you get about 30 blooms on it, and it's a dwarf plant. They're really, really nice.
So how tall compared to a normal sunflower?
Well, instead of 10 feet, you're looking at 2 feet.
2 feet, but
so it'd be a nice nice plant for a container.
But a lot more seeds.
How big on the head of the?
They're not that big. They'll be smaller flowers, maybe 8 inches across, 8 to 10 inches.
That's a beautiful yellow.
It's very nice.
Is it yellow or is it a golden? What's the coloration?
It's the yellow.
The yellow.
Yeah.
Nice.
A lot of times you'll see these offered in not this particular variety, but something similar when you go to either a florist or the floral department of a supermarket.
Right.
You'll see those sunflowers. Sunflowers are really popular this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see those there. I had a dahlia bloom this week that was bright golden yellow with black leaves.
Ooh.
And it really stood out.
So where's the picture? I mean, come on.
I should have taken a picture.
Yeah, something like that. Send it to me. I'll post it on Facebook.
All right. I'll send you a picture.
Will you remember?
Maybe.
Maybe not. I'm always sending
I've got
John
a lot
pictures.
to think of.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So the first one you showed, you said Vinca, is that right?
Vinca.
Okay.
What's another common name is periwinkle, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, I know like Vinca minor and Vinca major go by periwinkle, but do
this
those
is
ones,
Vinca rosea.
I know, but do these ones go by periwinkle also as the common name? Because I know it as periwinkle.
Yeah.
But I also know.
I think so. I think anything in the Vinca family is sometimes called periwinkle. That's the problem with common
names.
Right.
They go on everything.
They go by
anything.
3 or 4 other things. Oh, you mean, see, her name was McGill. She called herself Lil, but everyone knew her as Nancy. That's from Rocky Raccoon. But the same thing. You got to talk about like it's 3 or 4 different names for the same plant you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then I thought Tiger might want these. They're the Echinacea powwow wildberry. And Echinacea, also called coneflowers, right? And the nice thing about those is that they're drought-tolerant perennials. So if you're in a dry area, and I know you've got some dry areas around your house. Of course, anything that is drought-tolerant does need some water to get started.
Well, right, exactly.
So don't take drought-tolerant plants and put them in the ground and not water them.
And aren't there some plants, too, they say it becomes drought-tolerant after a few months? Or
Correct.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
once it becomes established. Now, I will say on the Echinaceas, though, people, it's awesome that you said it's drought-tolerant because it is a very low-water plant once it's established. But it is really hard to get the dramatic blooms out of any other drought-tolerant plant because when people talk drought-tolerant, they usually don't talk about flower. When we're talking like sages.
Palm trees and palms.
Some palms.
Certain palms become. Well, you said other things. Palms become drought tolerant.
Yeah. But the
saguaro cactus.
But the echinacea,
Agave.
it's like a cut flower. It's like an English cottage cut flower that you would think requires a lot of water.
That's a perfect description. You could easily picture that in an English garden, a border, right?
That gets like 10 inches of rainfall every year in that 6 months that it's there. But like you say, like it could be planted in the back hills and be blooming just as beautifully. They're spectacular. Love them.
You said back hills, not black hills. Not the Black Hills of Dakota, right?
They're pretty hardy, maybe.
Okay, coming up on the top of the hour, news on many of these BizTalk radio affiliates. Those of you in San Diego tuned in on AM 1240, you can go to our Facebook page and watch hour number 2. We are back at 6 minutes after. News coming up on BizTalk. Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox here on Garden America. Stay with us.
Listen on the go. Download the BizTalk Radio app. Available on iOS, Android, and BlackBerry. BizTalk Radio. The opinions you hear on BizTalk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, BizTalk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on BizTalk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about BizTalk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609 or at biztalkradio.com. This is BizTalk Radio, America's home.
USA Radio News with Rick Vincent.
U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin is in Japan for the annual Group of 20 meeting of finance ministers. The group has agreed to compile common rules to close loopholes used by global tech giants such as Facebook to reduce their corporate taxes. And Mnuchin says he believes there should be an objective attitude towards taxation of online versus traditional businesses.
The distinction between a marketplace and a company that sells online through their own inventory is not a distinction that should be taxed separately. That if we're going to look at this challenge, we need a fair and consistent basis across a business.
The icy relationship between the U.S. and China over trade showed no signs of easing Saturday, as Mnuchin called on Beijing to return to talks and follow through on its commitments or face more tariffs from President Trump. You're listening to USA Radio News.
At Walgreens, we know that your day doesn't stop for diabetes. So when you've got places to go and people to see, count on Walgreens every day to get expert diabetes advice 24/7. Find all major brands of testing supplies like Walgreens True Metrics in-store and online. And download tools to help you stay on track, like our 5-star mobile app with Pill Reminder. At Walgreens, we are your diabetes go-to. Stop by and talk to your pharmacist today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
At Indeed, we understand that when it comes to hiring, it's important to have a large talent pool to choose from. But sometimes too many good options can be overwhelming. That's why Indeed doesn't just give you access to a large pool of job seekers. We also offer screener tools that let you instantly narrow down your search. Hone in on hiring with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
After the U.S. and Mexico struck a deal to avert tariffs on Mexican imports, Republican Florida Congressman Ted Yoho talked about why he has supported President Trump's stance on tariffs.
And so we stood with the president to put tariffs on there to put pressure on the Mexican government, because when we met with the Mexican ambassador, they all tell us that they depend on a strong America. Well, with this influx of people coming in, overloading our system, that doesn't make America stronger, it weakens America.
Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell of Michigan says we're still forgetting that these people trying to get to the United States are suffering.
I couldn't believe that he was ever really going to do it, but I don't know what's in this deal. And you see these kids and you ask, where is our humanity? Why aren't we caring about these people? Don't we have to do some caring?
Someone will be paying a lot more taxes, but they can afford it. The winning ticket to the Mega Millions jackpot of around $530 million was sold in California. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Here's a great deal on MyPillow. When you go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, type in promo code USA, you'll get 2 MyPillow premium pillows for $69.98. Now that's only $34.99 a pillow. You will not get that price anywhere at retail. It's the lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. And like all MyPillow products, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, use my promo code USA.
For the first time, an officer in Minneapolis is speaking about the night he shot and killed a woman who had
Friday to 12 years in prison for the fatal shooting of a woman while responding to her 911 call.
I caused this tragedy, and it is my burden. I wish, though, that I could relieve that burden others feel from the loss that I caused. I cannot, and that is a troubling reality. I will think about Miss Ruschek and her family forever.
In the NBA Finals, Toronto was the better team last night, beating Golden State 105-92 in Oakland to take a 3-games-to-1 lead in the best-of-7 series. Raptors forward Kawhi Leonard had 36 points and 12 rebounds. He says there's no reason to celebrate yet.
It's not over yet, so I can't say that we're better. Just the key to tonight's win was pretty much, as you guys know, playing defense. And, towards that second half, we started to make some shots.
Warriors guard Steph Curry, who had 27, says they need to play all out in Game 5 Monday night in Toronto.
It's an opportunity for us to, just flip this whole series on its head, and you got to do it one game at a time. It sounds cliche, and for us, that's literally the only way we're going to get, back in this series is give everything we got for 48 minutes, everybody that steps foot on that floor in Game 5.
The big question now is, will Kevin Durant return for Game 5 from his calf injury? For USA Radio News, I'm Rick Vincent.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and 3-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-935-0752 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-935-0752. That's 800-935-0752. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
And we do welcome you to hour number 2 here on this Saturday morning, and for our friends back east, Saturday afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Facebook Live, questions, comments, here you go. Here's your time. I don't think we've seen or heard from Rick this morning, which is a little unusual. So, Rick, if you're out there, love you to get back on Facebook if possible.
Rick is moving.
Oh, is Rick moving?
Yeah, he lived in Monrovia, and he moved to, well, I don't know when he's moving, but was it about a year ago? Maybe 2 years ago, he moved to Grants Pass, Oregon. And his family, I think, is moving to Boise. So he's going to follow them out there, so he's, near the kids and the grandkids.
So now this means that we'll be getting some state of Idaho questions from Rick in the not-too-distant future.
Potatoes and...
here's the climate. And
but you know what? He has the experience of growing plants in Oregon. So Boise won't be that much different.
It won't be too much different.
Right.
Oregon gets cold.
Yeah.
So does Idaho.
Yeah, so
very cold. So Rick's in kind of the same microclimate, as you might say.
They do have the parts of Idaho they call the banana belt, where
tropicals will somewhat survive.
No, they won't. No, they won't. But plants will survive there that you would normally think would not.
I'm so glad that we live in an area where tropicals, seem to thrive for the most part.
I
love
look
tropicals.
Into this banana belt because I can't imagine any part of Idaho being able to
grow bananas.
Well, I doubt they can grow bananas.
No, I don't think they can grow bananas.
But
well, you can grow some types of bananas. You can grow the Chinese banana? What's that called?
I don't know.
The
one that doesn't fruit.
The one that has the yellow flower, the big golden yellow flower.
Not sure.
Anyway, that one's hardy to below 0.
Oh. Yeah, I just can't imagine, it having microclimates like that can withstand some areas. It just seems so far north that no matter what, they wouldn't be able to have those mild temperatures.
Well, remember the last time we had Lance Walheim on the show, and we were talking about how at the University of Michigan in East Lansing, when I went there, that their botanical garden had citrus
trees. Yeah, but they were those.
Well, it was rootstock.
Rootstock trees.
Flying dragon rootstock.
Crazy.
Or was it maybe not flying dragon? It was. Can't recall right now. Yeah. But anyway, just to think that a citrus would grow there, and there were some cactus.
Oh yeah.
That were would be hardy, which. All those things that are marginally hardy in places like that, they don't thrive.
They just get by.
But, people are so excited that, they can do something like that there.
Absolutely. Hey, the tree's gone, my big ficus.
All gone?
Oh, you finally got rid of it, huh?
They finally did it right.
They cut the roots out?
I talked to the HOA manager. I said, okay, now you've just cut the tree. The stumps are there. The tree is alive. And I said, as a matter of fact, you've probably accelerated the growth of the roots because now there's no tree above it. So you're going to accelerate the growth of the tree. We have to sever the roots. I suggested taking a shovel, digging around the pot, and then severing the roots, and then removing the pot with the stumps. And sure enough, they did it exactly that way. It's all gone. It's all clean. Yeah. The area doesn't look as nice. Everyone was really sad to see it go. But those roots they were growing right toward the foundation and even up under the pavers.
Yeah.
So we got it out. So what do you suggest we put underneath the stairs where it doesn't get much light?
Mm-hmm.
I said maybe some ferns or something.
There you go.
Ferns would work, right?
Yeah. There's some really nice ferns out there. Ferns are becoming more popular right now.
Are they again? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
low light, because they live in the bottom of the, canopies of forest and stuff. So
as long as it gets a good amount of water right there, you'll be fine.
So that's the ficus
cutting
story.
the tree would not have accelerated the growth rate of the roots. It actually would have slowed it.
What really? I thought.
But what it would have accelerated would have been the top growth.
Yeah.
If it budded out again.
Okay.
Because then you would have had this giant root system
feeding
it, this little tiny bud, and so it would have just shot up really quick.
I can't believe how quick that tree grew. It's unbelievable. When you want something to really thrive and it doesn't, and this was one that I was hoping would stay small, it didn't, and then it became a problem.
I do have dwarf ficus that only get to be.
Yeah, it's in your front yard, right?
6 feet tall, if you want.
Is it front
they
yard
only
or
get to
backyard?
be 6 feet tall?
Yeah, they're in the back, all the way against the back
That's
fence.
Right. Already in a pot, just ready to go, or do you got to dig them up?
Well, I'm not going to dig them up. You can come and try it if you want. Or we could try taking some cuttings.
I've never done that before.
Ficus
I was going to say I never have rooted ficus. I'd be willing to try it.
It's because you don't root ficus cuttings; they just fall down and then they just start growing.
Exactly.
Well, somebody told me the ficus were really easy to root from cuttings, so we could try it. I would like to have one for my new house anyway, because it's a variety of ficus called Natasha, and it's a dwarf one. It has little tiny leaves too.
Yeah,
but it's kind of cool. Are they available? Can you get those?
Not regularly. I've seen them on the list from some growers sometimes, but it's definitely not something that's always on the list. Some of the specialty growers will do it. Yeah.
The other ficus I have that I have thought about taking cuttings because I don't see very often is the clown fig, Ficus parcellii.
Yeah.
And has big papery leaves rather than the soft, shiny leaves of ficus.
Thin?
Kind of thin.
Wow.
And they're variegated.
Ooh.
It's called the clown fig, because of the variegation. A little bit like that fake Diefenbachia sitting next to you over there.
It's beautiful. It does so well for being inside a low light environment.
But it's very frost tolerant. You wouldn't have to worry in San Diego because you wouldn't freeze. But mine has frozen back a few times, but still comes back, grows really well. They used to sell them 50 years ago as houseplants. You don't see them at all anymore. But I didn't realize how big they got. I mean, it's a ficus tree.
Well, yours is amazing. I mean, that tree, how long has that tree been in there, did you say? Your ficus in your backyard?
30 years.
30 years, yeah.
Maybe not quite, maybe like 28. And that was one of 12 that I bought someone gave me a house plant as a gift from the supermarket. And they had 12 cuttings in a 6-inch pot and gifts. But one of the ones that was in the ground, we ended up cutting down. But the other one blocks out the neighbor's house, so we left it there.
Yeah, perfect barrier.
But it's time to leave. I'm finding that originally I didn't want to move, because I was in that house for 30 years.
Yeah, right. Sure, that's a huge change.
Plants in the ground. But
there's a lot of investment in that house.
But now I'm finding out that it's time to go. Things are happening that you just don't want to
don't want to deal with later on.
Like right now, our washing machine is broken. And by broken, I mean that the bearings in the drum are out.
Yeah.
So you can replace that, but it costs as much as a new washing machine.
Exactly.
And we don't want to get a new washing machine because we're moving and we'll buy a new one in the new house. So we're trying to get this thing to work for the next few weeks. So when you put in a load, because the drum is out, I mean, the thing just bangs back and forth.
It's not balanced.
And it moves the whole washing machine.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my son came over and put in a huge load. Whenever he does wash, because he's living out on the property in a trailer right now,
Right.
he comes through and puts in this giant load. So he puts in this load, and then he takes off, and I'm outside working, and then I see this water coming out of the garage.
Oh, no.
So I go in, and there's a 6-foot connector from the washing machine to the water source, right?
It's fully extended.
The machine moved so far that it pulled that out.
Oh, man.
Now the valves,
walking down the hall,
the valves are probably the original ones, which are 50 years old.
Good golly.
So there's no way to turn those, to turn the water off. And so the water's spraying all over the garage.
Oh, goodness.
And I have most of my tools packaged up. I don't have a wrench anywhere. So I get a hammer and I start hitting the valve, hoping that I can turn it. And I break off both the...
Of course.
Yep. So the only thing there is a little round knob.
Too bad this wasn't all filmed. That would have been a viral video.
Yeah.
This whole thing you're talking about.
And I can't turn the water off, so I put my thumb on it like the boy with his finger in the dike to hold the water back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm yelling for my wife to come out, and she's not coming. So finally I go in the house, and I'm soaked from head to toe. And I said, "Didn't you hear me?" She goes, "What are you banging on?" I'll tell you the rest of the story when we come back from the break.
We're going to take a break. If you have questions, comments, right there on Facebook Live, or John at GardenAmerica.com. You can also call us at 855-424-9825. John Bagnasco, talking Palafox. I'm Bryan May. After the show, we've got another podcast. A lot happening. Check out our YouTube page, Garden America Radio Show, and subscribe.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases including Zika and West Nile virus. But Summit Mosquito Dunks kill mosquitoes before they're old enough to bite. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks harm people, pets, fish, or wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers, hardware stores, and online retailers. Visit SummitResponsibleSolutions.com.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener World. With the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite Organic Nitrogen Fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 3 months. The organic nitrogen is slow release and won't burn plants even during hot, dry weather. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer. Bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
Does your water stain and damage your fixtures? Does it smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get HydroCare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-989-WAVE or go to wavewater411.com. HydroCare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or stain your fixtures. City water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 1-888-989-WAVE, 1-888-989-WAVE, or go to wavewater411.com. That's wavewater411.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588.
Missed an episode of your favorite show? No worries. Catch all the episodes on demand at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825 or john@gardenamerica.com.
We are so happy to have you with us. Thank you so much for your support. We do appreciate it. Tiger, John, myself here. Garden America, don't forget, got a new YouTube page, Garden America Radio Show. All the shows are on there. The podcasts are going to be up there. You can also listen to our podcast via the iHeart Media app, so that's another way to go. John puts the link in the newsletter, and I'll bet you, Tiger, within a month, John will have a link in the newsletter to our YouTube page.
No, we're not live on YouTube.
No, these are all recorded shows that are just up there posted. So not
you
live.
have to go to Facebook if you want to watch live.
Yeah, watch live on Facebook. But again, I guess you could look at YouTube as sort of a place where we archive everything. So YouTube, Facebook, and, of course, your local station, Biz Talk Radio. Brandon is our director and studio coordinator, doing a great job. Okay, the people are waiting, John, with, dare I say, bated breath for the continuation of your story.
All right, so from the valve in the wall, water is spraying all over the garage, and I'm covered, dripping wet from head to toe. I go in and, my wife says, "No, I didn't hear you, but she says, "Why did you break the water?" I go, "I didn't break the water." She said, "Well, I heard you banging out there," because I was trying to turn it off. So anyway, she says, "Well, why don't you turn off the main valve?" Which Carolyn also mentioned.
Right.
Well, I did go out to the main valve, and they don't have the valves that you can turn anymore.
It's just like you got to use like a T-bar.
It's a special tool. That's right.
Right. Yeah. Which I don't have. I didn't even have, a wrench because everything was packed up. So I race up to the house again, put my finger in to hold the water from coming out, and tell her to call my son and have him come over, who's probably about 3 miles down the street. So he comes over, he goes out and goes, "Why don't you just turn off the main valve?" I go, "I can't turn off the main valve." So he went out there and he got it turned off. Then we went and we bought a new connector, put it back on. I said, "Aren't we going to change the old valve now that they can't be turned anymore?" And he goes, "No, it's not your house. You're just renters."
You're just renters. That's pretty good. I like that. That's great.
Fortunately, the family that bought our house, the husband is a plumber.
Oh, there you go.
So if there's a problem, he can take care of it. We'll just throw that washing machine away.
Oh,
when
yeah.
we leave.
Yeah. How old is the washing machine itself?
Not that old, maybe 6 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a little. That's not very old.
But it was a Roper, which is the lower end. I think it's made by Westinghouse. I'm not sure.
We've got a couple of Samsungs, so we're happy with that. Plus, we have like 2 or 3 different warranties.
Can you make phone calls on yours?
Watch TV. I can watch TV. Oh. Hey, is it just me? Have you seen the price of refrigerators lately?
Yeah, they talk about it on the news.
Good golly! Yeah. I mean, just for a decent refrigerator, you're looking at starting at like $1,500.
What?
Yeah, no, they talk about it on the news.
Yeah,
those prices have been.
And you can pay now if you want to get fancy with the computers and the monitors and the screens.
Going up?
I don't know, but you can go $3,000-4,000. But I mean, just a basic one, $1,500.
You know, like you're saying, it's not just a refrigerator and freezer anymore. It's got all these gadgets.
It's a computer.
It knows when you've used up all your milk, and
it tells you on your phone
when you're out of eggs.
It'll tell you on your phone you're out of eggs. So if you're at the store, and you've got one of those refrigerators, you can go on there and log on, and it'll tell you what you need.
Can you hook it up to Alexa so Alexa will call the supermarket and have them order it for
I'm sure that's in the works.
You get Whole Foods directly delivering.
Right, everybody's delivering now.
Yeah.
I want a computer that's going to go out and water for me where I don't have to do anything. I know they got all kinds of timers and I guess they have sensors too, right?
They have sensors that'll turn on zones for you now.
That's way too confusing.
I'll bet you're completely up to date on all that with your house, right?
Yeah, you know what though? I will say I'm not super happy with the Wi-Fi irrigation controllers. You know, they make it easy. You go into a store and they just sell you this box that you're supposed to plug in all your valves to.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that you turn it on manually now is you have to do it through an app on your phone. You know, it used to be you can do a manual right there on the in the garage or wherever it is and do it there. You can't do that. You have to have your phone. And it's just not as
good.
easy. Well, no, it's just not as easy anymore. And then, you know, I'm not a big fan of them right now.
Well, there should be more than one way.
They have years to go before
you have to have your phone. There should be another way along with that.
Exactly.
The phone would be convenient and cool.
Yeah, there's usually manual overrides on those.
Yeah.
No. Sometimes there's just a box and you just push. There's one button on there. It's frustrating. Wow. Hey, back to plants. I did want to say, you know that the poppies, the Papa Bear poppies,
the ones that your son planted.
That my son planted on.
Oh yeah, the ones that he threw everywhere.
That plant I measured it yesterday. It's 4 feet tall. Still hasn't bloomed yet.
I thought that there was a bloom.
I thought there was too, but I haven't seen anything on it opening up yet. The plant itself is 4 feet tall. It's getting massive. It better bloom soon.
Well, if they're perennials, they don't bloom till the second year from seed.
The perennials?
Yeah.
Why would I have seeds that are perennial plants? They better not be perennial ones.
Well,
I don't know what he threw out there, but
if it's the Orientalis species, it's like a lot of perennials. You can plant the seed. Plants go semi-dormant, just like the they think that it's another season. They start growing again, and you do get blooms sometimes the first year. Sometimes that'll happen with biennials. You know, foxglove, in order to get blooms, it's 2-year crop in most of the country. But sometimes here we'll get blooms the second year.
Okay, so
they
better
be blooming.
Let's go from the poppies now to the other plant that's taking over your house.
Oh,
the tomato.
My tomato. Okay,
what is the story there?
Kiskate tomato.
Yeah. So I've had a couple tomatoes off of it. Just a few have ripened. I had to cut it back. I was pretty disappointed with that. You know, I wanted it to keep letting it grow, but it is still growing, and there's a ton of fruit on there. I'm getting aphids and worms, so I started treating for those. And
by worms, you mean caterpillars?
Caterpillars. And the critters are starting to find it.
The rats, the rabbits.
Yep, but I have so much fruit on there. I'm not super worried about that.
You're willing to share.
I'm willing to share. So I think I'm about 2 weeks away from a massive harvest because they're blush colored now. So I think I'm about 2 weeks away from.
Take some shots. Take some pictures.
I will.
Now, the ones that were ripe, did you taste them?
Yeah.
Were they sweet?
Are they good?
Not particularly.
Okay.
Not particularly sweet.
Are they supposed to be, John?
Well, we don't know
from
what
a
they
seedling. If it grows from a seed, you don't know really what
That's
you're going to
get.
get.
That's true, yeah. Okay.
It's a cool one, though. I'll bring them in when I have a bushel of them because it's got a neat coloration to it. It's kind of a orange top that bleeds down into the deep red on the bottom. So it's got a really neat color to it.
You know, since you're talking about tomatoes, we should mention to our listeners that our store is closed down now.
Yeah.
No more vegetables. But we still have yellow geraniums that are going to be available in Mission Hills Nursery.
Okay, GardenAmerica.com. That's where you want to go. You also want to put this on your list of things. Radio Show on YouTube and subscribe. We've got the trip coming up next year. A lot going on. I'm Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Going to take a break. Coming right back. This is Garden America.
Have you heard about Biz TV? Biz TV is the home for America's entrepreneurs, small businesses, and those who want to succeed in life. It's the only national television network committed to airing original, high-quality, educational, and inspirational programming about real business people. Biz TV can provide the right kind of ideas, motivation, and education to help fuel the next generation of business owners. Visit biztv.com and call your satellite or cable service provider to request Biz TV.
Attention Iraq Afghanistan veterans. If you use dual-ended combat arms earplugs and suffer hearing loss or tinnitus, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer agreed to pay millions to settle allegations it sold defective earplugs to the military that were standard issue to soldiers deployed between 2003 and 2015. If you served during those years, were issued combat arms earplugs, and suffer from hearing loss or tinnitus, call now.
Call 800-410-9446. That's 800-410-9446.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. That's 800-915-9658. Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Neshama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Neshama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. That's 800-217-5107.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on consumeraffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable
adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information, and then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
1-800-316-5271. That's 1-800-316-5271. 1-800-316-5271. Call now.
Watch some of your favorite shows on Biz TV. Check to see if you get Biz TV by going to biztv.com. And now, back to Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And we are right here. That's right, John at gardenamerica.com. You can also pick up the phone, call us at 855-424-9825. Facebook Live is your best bet. Questions, comments with Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, Bryan, Maine. It is Garden America. We're still on the air, guys. We're still doing it after all these years.
It's amazing.
Moving more into the digital age with the help of Tiger. We do appreciate that. Again, we've got a new YouTube page, Garden America Radio Show. Subscribe. Go to YouTube. Go to our website, gardenamerica.com. Got the trip, which will be coming up soon as far as the itinerary. And, John, those countries again quickly on that trip for those that have just joined us.
Slovenia, Austria, and the Czech Republic.
And that's set to go for May, June of 2020. You're going to want to go. It's a fantastic, tailor-made trip for Garden America.
International Wildflower Festival. Doesn't that just sound good?
Anytime something's wild, it's got to be interesting, right?
I was thinking international, but your mind goes right to wild.
Wild. How about Flowers Gone Wild? Have you seen that video?
Flowers Gone
18
Wild.
plus to watch it. Flowers Gone Wild. So what else is going on?
So, this time of year, I was just talking with John during the break. It's really rare in Southern California, specifically in San Diego, that we've had so much cloud cover for so long. And we were just commenting on how the blooms are later for plants. Things are not, ripening as quickly as they normally would. And, we had Mark Anderson, who's in Utah, and he was saying that there's a frost warning for them tonight, and their spring is late as well. It's definitely I think an exceptional year for a lot of people across the country. It's hard to wrap your head around some of these things because, people plan for this stuff so often. We've talked about it a number of times. Okay, back east, Mother's Day, everybody plans for Mother's Day. Well, sometimes, it's a rare occasion, but they have to wait till after that, or they get a
Utah
snow
right now. Utah,
or different things. And
I've had tomatoes, I've told you guys before, when I was in Michigan, freeze the first week in June.
Yeah.
Freeze, and it killed them.
In June. It's
terrible.
terrible.
First week in June. Matter of fact, the reason I moved to California was we planted a tree wisteria in our backyard in Michigan. 10 years, no blooms. And the 10th year, it finally put out these long buds, and we were so excited to see this wisteria bloom. And then it froze. All the buds died. And I told Shannon, I said, we're leaving. Can't take this anymore.
So there were things that were leading up to this move, though, gradually, right? And that was the straw, the proverbial straw?
Yeah. There's things that happen when you live in cold climates. If you have a magnolia, as soon as the magnolia opens, it's going to freeze again.
Yeah.
And we don't have to worry about that here because even if it does freeze here, temperature's not cold enough to hurt those types
So it
of
must have been culture shock for you to go from Michigan to here and realize I can grow just about anything any time of the year for the most part. You're like a kid running around in a candy store.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you have to learn. When you move from a cold climate to California, you think you're moving to the tropics. So you think all the house plants can now grow outdoors, which isn't true because we're the subtropics, not the tropics.
Right.
So you don't plant philodendron as a ground cover. But there are hardier varieties of philodendron, but just a lot of things. You can't put African violets outside.
Right.
So in orchids, some types of orchids just don't do well here, even though there are cold hardy types. So you've got to learn all that. And my main source, back then there were no computers when we moved out here. I bought a copy of the Western Garden Book, and I'd read it every night as I was going to bed.
Bone up on your zones.
That's right, and learn about all the new plants that were here.
Mark had mentioned it earlier, and when he was on, and the concept not necessarily of general plants, but seeds or seedlings, flowers, vegetables, and it was plant early and plant often, because you always want something kind of coming up in case. You mentioned in June the tomatoes froze, and but if you have a few other tomatoes like in the inventory that have been protected, you can then plant those ones now to take over the area that maybe you lost some, whether it's due to bugs,
have
or
a backup
temperatures, things like that. And but it is amazing. Where he's at, like he mentioned, people have 5,000 square foot lots that they're planting out with lettuce and tomatoes and all that other stuff,
just like that.
Yeah.
Well, back in the Midwest, they talk about you want your corn to be knee-high by the 4th of July. Well, back here we're picking corn in May? May, June?
Sure.
And there, the rule of thumb is to be knee-high by that time.
How long should it take to grow knee-high, roughly speaking, with corn?
About a month.
Okay. So you plant it now, by July you should have something?
About 4 to 6 weeks.
Hey, 6 weeks, the same time that you start getting your roses ready for the auction, right? 6 weeks when you want them to look good as far as the blooms?
You're talking about for a rose show?
Yeah, for a rose show, 6 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, just about 6 weeks. This has been a great year for roses.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't been too hot, so the petals haven't bloomed.
Do you think is going to affect the rose auction this year, maybe a little differently?
The only thing that's going to affect the rose auction this year is me moving. Because all the roses for the auction are at my house this year.
Which means,
I've got 1,000 roses that are, I'm trying to
save and relocate.
Yeah, they're all being relocated, but I've got to put them on drip. When I go to Michigan, there's nobody to water, so hopefully the drip system's going to work and the timers.
What about your sons?
They're going.
Oh, they're going. Everyone's going. This is the big family thing. There's going to be nobody there.
Yeah.
Well, let's give out that address.
You know what? Well, I was going to say, maybe you could come by and water.
Yeah,
I know that you're busy during the week, but you could come over that Saturday.
I am in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
If I was closer, I'm the one you want to water and take care.
What do you mean if you were closer?
If I was closer. You live in Fallbrook. I got to get the fruit inspection. I got to go twice.
He has to bring his passport.
The Border Patrol.
I come from Fallbrook every weekend to do this show.
You do. I always think about that. Don't think I never think about how long you drive every weekend to come to the show. It used to be 2 days a week, too, Saturday, Sunday.
And then last week when we were in the nursery, I was thinking about it, too. I'm like, where's an area in between the three of us that we could do a show at? Because I was like, if John didn't have to drive so far to get to the show.
But we know we
I
can
keep
do it.
thinking about the inconvenience for me is the time zone changes when I come down here.
Exactly right. I know people are having lunch and you're still on breakfast time. I didn't see any questions. Let's see here. I guess everybody's up to date.
Yeah, everybody's doing well in their yards.
We got a podcast after the show today talking about a June punch list.
Yep. There's a lot of things that have to happen in
right now. Exactly.
To make
besides
sure
weddings.
Yeah, besides weddings and vacations to help you garden and to help you be successful for the rest of the year. So we're going to go over that list of things, whether it be fertilizing, ways to water, mulching, different things like that. So we're going to get into detail. And that's the nice thing about the podcast is that it allows us to really dive in, get into detail.
Focus on one or two things.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And so, we're going to get into those details and hopefully, make you be successful for whatever you got going on in the yard, because it becomes hard. It becomes challenging in July and August for the yard because it's hot.
Yep.
Bugs. There's just a lot that happens that makes it very challenging through those months, that if you do these things now, you will be successful much easier than
it's funny. I feel the same way after each summer when it starts to cool down, that when everything on my patio has survived, because there's times when we go to Europe and I'm not there and the nice neighbor lady will water, but is she watering like I would water?
Right.
All that. So I always feel very, very good after that summer and the heat goes away when things are still alive.
And it's funny because you can't just think about like, will she water how I water? Like some, like meaning like, oh, maybe she won't water these plants. Some people will go away and the people they have watering their plants overwater their yard.
Fortunately, with the pots and good drainage.
I just hope that things are alive when I come back, like you said.
Like just alive,
if they're alive, I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care what they look like.
Even if the soil is dry, but you came home in time and it's alive,
right?
That's success.
Or like Tiger said, if it was waterlogged, that's fine. I'll just let it dry out.
Let it dry out.
Patty from San Marcos sent a picture of a caterpillar that on her tomato plant, and she wanted to know if it was the same thing.
It's not the big green one.
Well, she wanted to know if the control would be the same thing as you would use for tomato hornworms.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her yes, and I'm hoping she would be satisfied with that. But then she came back with, "What is it?" I never took entomology. Did you?
No.
No. I never took it in college. I always wished that I had. But I don't know what it is. All I know is it's some type of caterpillar, and the same things kill all types of caterpillars. So
okay, We're going to take a break. We've got one more segment coming up. And then top of the hour news on Biz Talk Radio, followed by today's podcast here. It is Garden America. We're stepping aside. Coming back.
Can transmit deadly diseases including Zika and West Nile virus. But Summit mosquito dunks kill mosquitoes before they're old enough to bite. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, or wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers, hardware stores, and online retailers. Visit SummitResponsibleSolutions.com.
Looking for a safe and natural organic fertilizer for your yard and garden? ferti-lome is now offering natural and organic fertilizers for all your fertilizing needs. Roses, flowers, vegetables, herbs, fruit trees, palms, and more. Natural Guard organic fertilizers are a certified listed product for organic use and safe to use around your family and pets. Always read the label and ask for Natural Guard by ferti-lome organic fertilizers at Dixie Line Lumber or your favorite independent nursery. Make your piece of the planet a healthier place to live by using Natural Guard by ferti-lome.
Do you have a car, truck, van, or SUV you're not using? You can donate your unwanted vehicle to Patriotic Hearts to help our veterans, and you'll get a tax deduction for your donation. In today's troubled world, our USA Armed Forces stand ready to protect you, your family, and our American way of life. When veterans return to civilian life, they deserve your recognition and support. You can help put vets to work by donating your car, truck, van, or SUV to Patriotic Hearts. Your donation will directly support programs to help vets find jobs or even start their own business. Donate today for fast, free pickup of your vehicle, running or not. Operators are standing by to answer questions about making a tax-deductible vehicle donation. Call 800-330-2462 for 24-hour response. Again, 800-330-2462. 800-330-2462.
Rates based on a man age 42 with no tobacco use or any form for 20 years. Policy number 25. Policy underwritten by various life insurance companies. Premium include a $50 policy fee. Rates and underwriting criteria subject to change at any time. Not available in some states. You've heard those term life insurance ads with the rates read very low, and at the end they have a long disclaimer read extremely fast. Why? Because most people like us will never qualify for those rates. It's just a way to get you to call. Listen, at the Term Lifeline, we'll never quote you a low rate hoping you'll call, then try to sell you something else. But we do promise to get you the best rates available on policies of $500,000 or more with professional service. Don't waste your valuable time. Get the real rates you want on term life insurance policies of $500,000 or more from the Term Lifeline. Call now.
800-430-1891. 800-430-1891. 800-430-1891. That's 800-430-1891.
If you're fed up with your credit card's high interest rates and your balances are so out of control that they never seem to go down, one call to Consolidated Credit can get the relief you need. Consolidated Credit has helped over 6 million people with credit card debt, and their certified credit counselors are ready to help you. They consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast without destroying your credit. The program works, and the consultation is free. Call Consolidated Credit now. Call 800-350-3241. 800-350-3241. That's 800-350-3241. Consolidated Credit Solutions, Inc., 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 1492, Oregon DM 80092. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation. Commission license number DC 83. Service may adversely affect the individual's credit. Non-payment of debt may lead to additional finance charges or collections activity, including legal action. Not a loan company.
This message is sponsored by AmeriGlide, featuring the nation's best prices on a home stair lift. Are you having a difficult time getting around your home? Do you avoid going up and down the stairs? Have you even considered moving from your lifelong home just to avoid the stairs? Forget about moving and call AmeriGlide and learn how an easy-to-install stair lift is the perfect solution to help you get your freedom back. Plus, we guarantee the nation's best prices. Make this free call today to learn more. No sales visits are necessary. We can help you over the phone. Now you can stay in the home you've been in for decades. Please do yourself or your loved one a favor. Make this simple 2-minute call right now. Get the lowest price on a stair lift anywhere. Here's the number: 800-886-7342. 800-886-7342. 800-886-7342. That's 800-886-7342.
From Main Street to Wall Street, we have the business content you need. So sit back, take notes, and tell your friends about Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Just like that, our final segment. It is 51 minutes after the hour with John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. I'm Bryan Main. Hey, thank you for joining us. Every weekend we do it. We kick things off at 8:06 Pacific Time, 11:06 Eastern Time Zone. Phone lines at 855-424-9825, John at gardenamerica.com, or Facebook Live. And we have a rather, I guess, a combination question comment from Michelle. You want me to read that?
Because I don't have it, or John can.
I have it.
Oh, okay, John.
If you don't want to turn around.
Yeah, I just think it'd be a lot more awkward.
Well, it's we don't have to read it. It's from Michelle, and basically she says that she planted some 4 o'clock seeds in a pot and only one germinated. And she soaked it for 3 hours and wondered if she would get better germination if she soaked them overnight. It's possible. The one thing I was happy to see was that she did plant it in a pot. Mm-hmm. Because to me, 4 o'clocks are like weeds. Have you ever planted 4 o'clocks?
No, I've never planted them.
They just take over?
Well, they have these roots that are like carrots.
Yeah.
And then they come up, when they do flower and go to seed, they come up everywhere.
Yeah.
And
they're pretty.
Yeah. But I remember that Sharon gave me one, and it never bloomed. I mean, every year it set buds, and they never opened. Even at 4 o'clock, they weren't open.
Oh, darn, you said that. I was going to ask Brian, do you know why they're called 4 o'clocks?
I was thinking about that during our discussion, and that goes back a long way. It goes back to the 19th century, doesn't it, when it first...
You're thinking, no, it goes back to the Incas.
Oh, the Incas. Okay, yeah, they're responsible for a lot of things. No, 4 o'clock named because...
That's what time they customarily open the flower.
What about daylight savings time?
Then they get all confused, and maybe that's why John's didn't open.
Oh, I don't know what happened. Yeah. But then for some reason they still set seed, even though they
never flower.
How about that?
How is that possible?
How is that possible? Yeah, really. What's going on?
Don't they have to open and pollinate and all of that?
I don't know what they were doing when I went to bed.
Yeah.
Something might have been going on then, but
because some of them are nocturnal, though, right?
A little over a year to get rid of them all.
Some of them are kind of more nocturnal. I think they are a nighttime pollinator.
Really?
I think
that could be.
I think they're pollinated not by bees and hummingbirds and those, but by moths and flies and things like that. So,
well, Michelle wanted to know if she soaked the seeds overnight, if it would improve her germination, and it might. They're kind of hard seeds. You have to be careful on some seeds, and 4 o'clock's not one of them, but peas.
Mm-hmm.
If you soak peas overnight, beans the same thing.
Yeah.
So you do about 3 hours.
Right.
Also, you can get, I think you can get it in if you go to your drugstore and you get the food supplements, if you get supplements, they sell something called bromelain.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of that.
Which is supposed to help with digestion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called bromelain because I think it's a pineapple extract, and pineapple's a bromeliad. So what this hormone does is break down this, because it helps digestion too, I guess. It breaks down the seed coat, which has to be broken down for any seed to germinate. So if you soak in a water where you've crushed a tablet of bromelain into the water, you get much better germination.
What did Sharon used to use Viagra for? In regard to planting and horticulture.
She used it
in
cut flowers.
Yeah.
Okay.
To make her roses last longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you mix it in the water,
doesn't aspirin do that too? What does
Similar,
aspirin do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Aspirin is used to water plants to increase both flower and fruit production.
Okay.
They will use it with tomatoes. For instance, it works the same on roses. You can increase flowering almost 30%.
Really?
With aspirin, right?
Just stick it
just grind it up, mix it in a watering can.
Right.
Yeah, you can do
aspirin
that.
is salicylic acid, and all plants respond to a certain amount of salicylic acid, and some have a lot. And for instance, willows have a lot of salicylic acid. So you can take willow branches, soak them in water, or boil them for a little while put them in hot water on the stove. Anyway, anything you put in that water after it's been treated will root immediately. I mean, you can even root like conifer cuttings and things like that.
No. I'm still my head.
Yeah, it's like hardwood like cuttings. Yeah, that's tough usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if salicylic comes from the word salix, which is the genus
of
willows. I don't know.
Makes sense. Okay, a couple of minutes here to wrap things up.
Is there true garden items that are marketed with that? I've never even seen that as far as on a fertilizer or anything like that. Do you know of anything? That seems kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think some of the rooting hormones have it in it.
Have it in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very good. Okay, a minute and a half to kill here. We had a good guest today, talked about seeds.
Yeah.
If you missed any part of the show, it's right there on Facebook, or will be very soon on YouTube with our new YouTube channel. Again, that's Garden America Radio, right, on the YouTube channel?
Yeah,
Garden American Radio.
Garden America Radio.
We'll probably talk about this during our What to Do in June.
Yeah.
But,
right.
Since you just mentioned seeds, now's the time to get in a lot of annual seeds and warm weather annuals. Zinnias is one. I was thinking of that because I just planted a bunch of profusion zinnias at my house.
Your new house?
No, at my old house.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, the people that are moving into it are coming from Florida.
Do they appreciate the landscaping and all that?
Yeah, that's part of the reason they bought the house.
The right people to buy the place.
Yeah, so I wanted to kind of look nice for them. I don't want things to be a mess.
What a nice guy.
Yeah.
Have you done any? What does the new property look like right now? Is it just
if
there?
You would come out and water for me while I'm gone, you'd be able to see.
Know. I would know exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you've got to come out sometime.
Well, we're coming up for the wedding. Was that July 6th? When is that?
Yeah, you'll be right near the property, so
take a look.
May come out earlier and take a look.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I'm sure John will be doing nothing.
That's right, sitting there twiddling his thumbs.
Yeah.
I think if I go, that'll be my contribution.
Hey, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. We've got a podcast coming up in about 5-10 minutes. Want to stick around for that? It'll be on Facebook Live. Until then, if you're not going to watch the podcast this time around, we're going to be back in 2 weeks. Next week it's going to be
right?
Next week's going to be pre-recorded. Want to thank Bryan and the entire team. John Bagnasco, I'm Bryan Main, Tiger Palafox. Take care. Have a great week. Get growing, America. Podcast next.
Listen on the go. Download